Feel me? Gang. I got another Vice informal video for y'all, boy, man. We gonna get straight into it. Ain't gonna do no talking.
I've been a flight attendant for 6 years.
I just got off of flight 2.
It's
so this
hypersexualized
I just got off of flight. I swear to God.
Because of the intense pressure of trying to conform to the beauty standards of these airlines, a lot of flight attendants would resort to plastic surgery. I personally know a flight attendant who passed away on the surgery table from doing liposuction. Some of them would utilize drugs such as heroin, cocaine, meth, or ice to keep their weight down. You've got crews who are...
I ain't gonna lie. Just imagine okay, I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but just imagine like a fat flight attendant. Like, that would be so inconvenient. No offense.
And they're still flying. During an emergency, you are not mentally fit to handle those scenarios. It's dog wool. You are supposed to fend for yourself. You're being prostituted to serve powerful figures.
What?
This passenger requested one of my colleagues to accompany him for dinner, and the next day, 2 of his bodyguards were outside of her hotel room to take her to see him. You just have to agree in order for you to still have your job. You have no power at all.
Damn, I didn't know y'all went through this.
I started flying in 2012 with a full service carrier based in Asia. I wanted to be a flight attendant because I thought it would be great to have a job that allows you to travel. Like, you are literally being paid to go to all these exciting destinations. I did not foresee there's other sides of the industry. You are always trying to avoid incidents on board. You do have to be aware of how intoxicated your passengers are. On one of the flights, a passenger started masturbating while watching porn.
See, that's why I don't like subtitles, because goddamn, I'll be reading it before she say that.
Eventually, he started taking his clothes off and ended up urinating himself. And that's when the crew members decided that they need to restrain him. They did try to clean him up and put his clothes back on, but he already saw himself.
Man, I got my kids with me, saying. If I got my kids with me, you doing that shit, saying. I don't know, saying. I'm gonna kick you up the plane myself.
Seniors would tell you just squeeze a few eye drops into passengers' drink when they become too intoxicated and they refuse to stop drinking. I've seen this happen a few times, and the passengers always go to sleep after that. It's actually pretty common to catch people having sex on board. And it's always an awkward conversation when you know that they're definitely having sex and you are there to stop them from doing it.
They trying to join that
couple on the last row having sex. They weren't exactly quiet while doing it.
Shit.
I was stunned at first, so I went and asked them to stop, and they weren't stopping at all. They weren't even embarrassed about being caught doing that.
That ain't their first time.
One of the most memorable experiences I had was having a passenger that tried to smuggle guns. The enforcement officer had to come on board and arrested a passenger. He was a gang member from a neighboring country, and he was on the run. This man tried to smuggle 2 guns. Both of the guns were fully loaded.
Damn.
The gun could actually gone off in the cargo because of the pressure, and everybody was pretty pissed at the realization that this guy is trying to smuggle something that could jeopardize the entire flight. That's not really a penalty for violence against the crew members. Once, this passenger was upset that she wasn't seated next to her boyfriend.
That sounds like my girl.
When we try to explain that it isn't part of our job to make sure that you get to be seated together, she kind of like...
You can't tell my girl that shit. She gonna go back and forth with your ass. I ain't gonna lie to you, son. If my girl complaining that she not next to me, you might as well just let her have it, son.
She just went ballistic, and she threw hot instant noodles to one of the crew members' face.
She ain't finna do all that.
She was superficially burned And then the boyfriend actually came over and started threatening to blow up the plane and try to punch another crew member. The only punishment they got was they were banned from flying the airlines again.
They was finna blow that bitch up.
Sub-captains will be power tripping. The captain tried to get me to sleep with him. He asked if I would fancy some private time with him, in which I refused. Went up to my room, and the next thing I know, he was knocking on my hotel room door. I got scared and I just pretend as if I'm not in the room. The next day, he will make your entire trip hell just because you refuse him.
Damn, that nigga bricked his shot. Shot the ball again, bricked again. That's crazy. That nigga old.
The airlines are always hiring their cabin crews to be the face of the airline itself. They have a specific look. You have to look slender, slim. Every 2 years, you'll be issued the same uniform, the same size. You are expected to always be able to fit into that uniform. They have a grooming manager. You are supposed to go to the grooming manager in your uniform, and they will pick and poke your entire appearances. So if you gain weight or you have any skin issues, you can get grounded from flying because you're not performing to the standards. After 6 months of flying, I had terrible skin issues.
You gonna fire me
so
because
I was grounded for a month.
That shit crazy.
Sent to see a dermatologist with the instruction that I have to make sure that my skin clears up before I'm cleared to fly again. A lot of flight attendants would resort to plastic surgery to maintain the way they look. Some doing liposuction, facelifting, breast enlargement, or getting their face reconstructed. There is also this procedure that is called fat burning. They would inject this fat burning solution. This solution will pretty much melt your fat away.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of them hospitalized for the wrong fat burning procedures. I personally know a flight attendant who passed away on the surgery table from doing liposuction.
No.
It is traumatizing to know that somebody that you have flown with passed away, and the shock usually lasted
in peace, man.
Probably a month or two.
You are beautiful
before
the way
everyone
you look naturally. Rest in peace.
Just go back to their normal behavior of trying to look as beautiful as they can because they need to keep the job. The way I perceive society is sometimes abnormal because of the perception that was imposed on me as a flight attendant. After 6 years being in the industry, I was clinically diagnosed with depression, and it's something that I still struggle up till now.
Damn.
I've seen a lot of flight attendants spiral down. There's a lot of suicide in the industry. Being subjected to sexual and physical abuse almost every day kind of like change you.
I can kind of see that because, I'm a man, right? So I'm already knowing, the pilot might be like, hey, shout, come over here right quick. Feel what I'm talking about? Like, yo, feel me? Like, you gotta understand, you in a whole different country. I don't know. I could see how being a flight attendant, you might be subject to like, I don't know, the captain might hit on you with some shit. Or I don't know. I'm not surprised that this is happening.
As a person as well. If you start young and you're being paid thousands to travel to all these exotic places, it can be something that you look forward to. But at the end of the day, I would say the pay isn't worth all the struggles that